Happy holidays, my friends. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa to all. Richard Papa here. I'm just laying down some tracks. I want to show you my process. And I never edit my videos, and I'll tell you why. Because I want you to see me make mistakes, because that's what makes me a human. Correct? I'm not worried about making mistakes. That's what makes you better. Or better, as they say north of Boston. All right, so I already laid down a rhythm track, and I'll show you what I was doing here. I got Reason. Let me just give you an idea. This is Reason 12. It's really good. I mean, I like Pro Tools, but it's not user-friendly. I'm sorry. I mean, but Reason has all the internal plugins and stuff. And it's just too much work to, I don't know. Like I said, I like Pro Tools as well. I just like Reason. I think Reason is plug and play. So, anyhow, what I'm using for an amp is I'm using my Fractal today. And I got it, I use an 80. It's preset number 80. Also, I wanted to give you some advice. When you buy like an effects unit like this that someone else owned, don't change it, because it's nice to hear what they had programmed in there. So when I got this, there's like 300 and 400 settings. It's an older version, so there's not a USB cable, so I can't see the readouts. I just leave it alone. You know what I mean? You're going to get good tones out of 300 of them. So I have it on Super Chunk. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. And I'll let you hear what it sounds like. All right, here we go. So this is just a guitar track. I'll give you a sample of the guitar track. Now, I like to play things slow, because when you play it slow, it allows you to breathe and make more happen. When you play fast, it's rushed. So I'm more of a laid back style, more of state of Maine, as we say. And the type of lead play I play, I call it stepping. What I do is I step towards the note I want to get to, which is the landing. It's just something I do. All right, it's not for everybody, but again, you cannot worry about what people think. You have to worry about what you think. Because if you go around spending your life worrying about what people think, you'll never be happy. Trust me. So here's the guitar track. It's in stereo, by the way. So I'm using oh yeah, by the way, see this right here? Hearing aids. To all the little guys and little gals out there that are just learning how to play and want to be in a band, please wear earplugs, because you do not want to be an older person and have ringing in your ears and constantly saying, huh? So Scarlett Solo Overdrive, and I got it running in stereo. So here we go. So this is my guitar rhythm track. This is the left speaker. I'm using a Schecter CR6. Beautiful guitar. Bought it on eBay for 300 bucks because it has like a little crack in it. Don't care. When it breaks, I get another one. Or I use glue to fix it. Now I'm going to put in the bass track. Oh, by the way, in today's world, bass playing is very, very important and very expensive to buy a bass. Luckily for us cheating guitarists, No one wants to switch up. And by the way, playing bass is a whole another instrument in itself. So don't just think it's a simple instrument, because it is not. So we're able to get like a, on the Fractal, it has a bass setting. So I can play my guitar and get a bass sound. I love it. Love it. So here's the bass track. I'll let you hear the bass track. I am a very busy player because I like to play melodic lines with the drums and with the rhythm guitar. So here's the beginning of it. Now here's the drums. Actually, for the drums, I'm using the Easy Drummer app from TuneTrack. Amazing. And I have a mono. I have a funky Craviotto setting, and I also have a Mark Lewis setting. So I have a double bass drum set on the right channel, and I have a funky like Gene Krupa style set. Really snappy snare. I like the bass drums to be tuned down because I like that oosh. Everybody say it together. Oosh. Here's the drums with the bass. Then I'll bring in the guitars from the top. Now the good thing about playing music is as long as you have your foundation for a beat, you can play in and out of it and get back to that point. That's how I look at it. Now, believe it or not, that bass is actually complementing the guitars. I'll bring in the guitars now. Now, what I have learned, because I've played probably over 1,000 shows. And when I play out, I always ask the sound guy, do not EQ my stuff. They might add a little volume here, a little tiny bit of treble, a little bass, but don't add frequency adjustments because you want to get that live sound. So what I do is I never touch the EQ on the mixer. I only EQ it at the end of the whole song when I'm mastering it, because you can get too much EQ and it's just like too much compression. It sounds like garbage. Let's all say that word together. Garbage. So you get an idea what the rhythm track sounds like, which is real important because you got to put a nice rhythm track. You have to. All right, let me just stand up and change. Here we go. Schecter CR6. Okay. So now I'm going to change the settings so you can get an idea of when I'm playing. I'll even stand up for you so you can watch and see what I'm playing. So I call this stepping, which is, I'll show you. Hold on a second. Let me just bring this down to a level where you can see. So I step. So in other words, I run like I walk upstairs. So it's like I'm walking up a set of stairs to get somewhere, right? Understand? See how that goes? All right? Pretty cool. All right, so we're going to take it from the top. I got a good tone there. I'm using the, actually, I don't like the Euro metal lead. We use the Voodoo Chow wah pedal. All right, here we go. I'll take two. I want to get a good level for you. after every mix, after every track that you play, record, save it. Because if you don't, and you're like me and you're a little bit clumsy and you unplug your crack, and you don't save it, gone. Everybody do that together. Gone. Alright. So, let's see here. I'll give you an idea of what I played on the lead track. That's a lot. What are you, Metallica? I'm sure you're saying that to yourself, but that's what I like to hear. I love Hendrix, so, and Jimmy Page. So, here's my lead track. Now, when I mix it down and get ready for the big mix, I'm not going to play like I'm going to cut and edit this. So I'll show you that process too. Little Randy Rhoads style right there. Alright, so if I was to slow down the stepping, give you an idea. I'll show you stepping live. It's easier. The way I just approach it like this. Let me get a regular setting. To step is meaning, like I said, you move around the fretboard. I either do it in like an Aeolian, a 1/6. Aeolian, or a or I'll do it in a Mixolydian or a Locrian. So I'm stepping. A little diminished at the end. So it's basically stepping to get to that note. That final note is when you add that flavor. Right on. All right. I'm going to shut off my fractal because I'm done with it for now. Until the next time. All right. So now the important part comes in. This is where you have to really think. I am not the greatest guitar player alive. And everything I play can be played by other people. And it's all been played before. So this is where you got to start editing the solo stuff. And I'll show you how I do it. I just cut. Here we go. I just cut it like that. Now, the best part about this, oh, by the way, I do have a full head of hair at my age. I won't bring up my age. So the best thing about this is you could just, it's almost like pointing in a phone book, right? So I picked my spots. All right, so this is what I want to do here. So for today's thing, I want to go left and right. So I'm just gonna left and right it. Because it gives the illusion of magic. Just think of the word magician. You're a musician. A magician fools people with illusions. That's what we do. We do it with sound. We get them to believe what they hear. It's auditory. All right. Let me just get this going here. All right. So I'm gonna just play the mix with everything in it, and then I gotta adjust my levels. So I do everything by the drums. So I'm gonna bring this down, bring this down, bring this down, bring this down. All right, here we go. Now this is just, I'm trying to get a drum level. Bass and drums breathe. like that. So I'm gonna do a mix down. So now I'm just gonna, now when you do a mix down on Reason, you just create yourself a master track, and you gotta make sure that right up in this guy right here, the master section, record source, right? And that has to be on or engaged. And then on your master, you can keep it on solo or mute, but stereo input and then master section. That's how you want to do that. All right, because that's your output. All right, here we go. Alrighty. Just gonna let it mix. Definitely mix it hot, which means that you can have it going on the red. It's not going to hurt it because you still got to. There's another step. Turn it down when you're doing a mix down. That doesn't affect the mix. What affects the mix is if you do it within the source. Like if I was to mess with the volume now, it will throw off the mix. But when you're just adjusting the volume on the interface, it's not going to affect it. Thanks for sitting with me today on Christmas Eve. I know everybody's got stuff to do, and I think that's awesome that you're spending time with your families. And you know what I do is I like to write music, and every day's Christmas for me because I finally, in my own way, I always wanted to go to work. It's not really work, but play my guitar all day, and now I can do that, and it's awesome. However, it is very important to get yourself an education, be a good person, work hard, study, go to college. Being a professional musician, it takes luck, it takes skill, it takes money. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're going to join a band and just jam, that's great. Have fun. Once it becomes a job, and other people's lives get affected by it, it's time to get the heck out. Trust me. So, having said that, let's get back to this. I know there's a lot of white noise, but while you're waiting, I'll give you a little tour of the upper deck of my desk. I was a kid once too. You gotta have Dr. J up there. I was in the military for 6 years. And these are all my squadron patches. I am a veteran of the United States Air Force. Proud to have served. It's not for everybody, believe me. But if you can do it, go for it. Oh, by the way, thank you to my grandmother, Isabel Beatrice Tibbets. She always taught me to use everything you can to make things. So, now how you get the little Oreo cookie container, you get the Oreo cookies. Well, when all the cookies are gone, not that I ate them all, I make a pick thing, a little pick box for them. Check it out. It only costs you like $4. All right. So now what you got to do now is you got to shut off. You have to mute all the other tracks and then solo the master track. You have to do that on the mixer and on the main strip. Let me show you. You have to do it up here in the mixer. You have to do it on the mixer. Now what I do now is I bring the mix up to around 525. Everything's muted except the master. The master always stays the same at like 72. All right. And then I go in here. You want to mute all those other tracks, because if you don't mute those tracks there, they bleed into your master track when you're bouncing it. All right. And we're going to save that because I don't want to lose it. All right, now we're going to do the playback. And I have to give STL a plug because they're amazing. I have the Tone Hub and all the packages, the Howard Benson, the Andy James, the Will Putney, and I got the Tone Hub. But they also have this control hub for mixing down. Bring that up. Alright. Here's where it is now. I usually have my own settings. So like I said, I let it run a little bit hot. You get your pre-EQ. So I can hear a little distortion in there. So I'm going to bring up the compression. Fix some things over here. So now I got a vinyl setting on this awesome Reason plugin. It's called the Audiomatic. So it's like a big EQ. Well, it gives it a little crackle tone. I don't know if you can see it. ready for a bounce. So here's what we do. You go into File, Export Audio Song, and then you name it. We'll call it Love Clarence. No, don't like that. We'll call it so you just let me give it a cool name. Let's see here. Razor. And then I always put Rising Artist. And then I'll use Disciples of Rhodes. I have all these bands and I'm the guitarist. I never have to argue with myself or sign myself. All right, now you hit save. Oh yeah, you want to send it as a WAV file. You can send it as an audio file, WAV file, or an MP3. I always send it as a WAV. It'll give you the sample rate and then the bit depth and dither. And then you hit export. And it's going to run through. And that's it. It'll be on SoundCloud under Rising record label, Razor by Disciples of Rose. Have a happy, very happy holiday with your families. Richard Papa saying thank you for checking it out. Love you all. Bye-bye.